Sydney Harbour for the third race of the season for the 18-foot skiffs. On behalf of Sail Media, I'm Peter Shipway. Today we have the first heat of the Club Championship and the third heat of the Spring Point Score. So a scratch start today. First to finish is the winner. And to tell us all about the weather on a perfect spring day, it's a very good afternoon to Andrew Buckland.
Well, thanks, Pete. And odd sort of circumstances here in the east coast of Australia today. For the race course, we'll have 6 to 14 south-southeast, east-southeast. Cold edge of a cold front through the east coast this morning, but quite hot and persistent westerly flow up high. Down where we are at the start line, it's pretty dusty, bit of convection over the land and warm in the bay where we are, and so it's probably 12 knots of wind at the top mark and maybe 6 knots at the start line. Quite unusual. Expecting it might fade a little as the day goes on. Not confident about the direction it's going to end up though.
Okay, well we're at the starting area in Taylor Bay, just to the eastern side of Bradley's Head, and to tell us about the course we say good afternoon to Jimmy Bury.
G'day Pete. Yeah, today they're displaying course 3, which is the southeast. Obviously start down here in Taylor's Bay. To work their way up to Rose Bay around the laid mark, run down to Robertson Point, work their way back up to Clark Island, then a run down to Chowder Bay, work back up into Rose Bay, run down to Taylor's, work their way back up to Rose Bay, nice long run down to Robertson Point, and then a work up to the finish off Clark Island.
So a fairly long course in this lightish sort of air, so it's going to be a fairly long race. So I hope you enjoy it today. We're certainly going to enjoy bringing it to you. And Andrew, early comments have come through from Mick Ralph, a regular viewer for our coverage. He wants to know the water temperature in Lord Howe Island. I don't know why, but he does. So Mick, here you go.
19, best estimate.
Best estimate, huh? Where's accuracy? Word accuracy.
Well, I don't have a data point. I've got a map there where you look at the colours and go, yeah, that's 19.
So, Mick, if you can unwrangle all that, that's the answer. But today's race is for the Mick Scully Memorial Trophy.
Your brother, Mick.
Yeah, brother Mick. And the race sponsor, Fisher Paykel, is the sponsor for the day. Been around the 18-footers for a long time, and of course they've got their skiff racing with Jordan Gertis at the helm. So what are we thinking? We've had 2 good races in fairly big sail breezes, and on the 3-buoy handicap race, and we've seen Lazarus had a good win last week. And the first race was won by Finport off scratch, Keegan York. And I guess in this lightish conditions, he must be probably one of the favoured skiffs this afternoon, Andrew.
Well, Pete, unfortunately, the Andu won't be racing today. They broke some equipment they were doing a rig bend test and broke their boom, which is a bit untidy. But they did that this morning. And so they won't be on the start line. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Finport Finance has been the fastest boat the first 2 races, and I think they're progressively working away on it. And talking to Michael Carter, who's helping him with the rig stuff, he said no, they'll be on the money today. So he's been tinkering, making sure the jib fits and the luff curve's right and all the 18-footer type stuff. And without Andu there, second and third, whoa, it's a big. Anybody's guess. Yandu, Aragon Famish, perhaps Lazarus. But I think it'll be a pretty interesting day. Technically quite tricky. Maybe a bit of 2-star reaching even, Pete, and the tide ebb and the tide increasing as the day goes. So complicated racetrack and a classic Sydney Harbour figure of 8, which we all enjoy. Plenty of snakes and ladders, but this will be a good test for the boys and for the scratch guys. They've looked forward to not doing the 3-buoy handicap, and I guess the first championship test of the year is always an important race.
So we're in Taylor Bay, just hovering around the starting area. The skiffs are slowly coming out of Double Bay, but while they're doing that, although we've only had 2 races of the spring series, we might have a look at the point score after the 2 races, third race today. and we'll bring up the leaderboard or the points for you shortly. And we've got 2 boats equal on first. We've got Yandu, there we go, Shaw and Partners and Yandu are both on 10 points. And down to Smeg, 11, Finport 12, Kitchen Maker 13, and then a few on 14, 15 and 16, so it's all very close. But at the moment, Shaw and Partners, Emma Rankin, who's done a terrific job in her first year steering an 18-footer. She's leading the points with a bloke that's been on his 150th season sailing 18s, John Winning. So see what happens today.
Only 150, Pete. You misunderestimate, yes. I think, mate.
Yeah. So the question is, I'll go to you first, Jimmy. The weather mark, the first weather mark, is up in Rose Bay, and of course, the big question: which side of Shark Island do you go? Looking upwind, do you go left or do you go right? Jimmy, over to you.
Thanks, Shipper. I'm sort of thinking the left at the moment. It sort of looks like it's lifting off a little bit over near Point Piper where Wallara's sailing at the moment. So
you're going left?
Yeah, I'll go left and be wrong.
Andrew?
Well, Pete, I'd like to throw a spanner, curly one in the works here. The trick to get out of the start line is to go and find the first line of cold wind, which is in the middle of the track. So with the tide ebb, you can sail on port probably, which tends to take you the other side than the one that Jimmy suggested.
So you're going right, Andrew. Jimmy's going left.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, we'll see how it all pans out.
Subject to all those qualifications. But the tide just starting to ebb and quite a bit of water to flow, so it will be of effect.
So you wouldn't want to go left too early because there's a big void just at sort of off Bradley's head. You've got to get out into the stream a bit. And
a little stab and then see what happens on the other tack.
Yes.
Anyway.
So we're looking at the fleet. There's Rag and Famish just coming out. They had their first race last week with Harry Price at the helm. He was away in the first race. He was overseas doing match racing. There's the 18-footer restaurant, Hugo Stoner, just dropping the yellow spinnaker. Kitchen Maker behind them, and the fleet slowly coming out of Double Bay. And not much breeze. Wouldn't be lucky to be 8 knots here at the starting line.
What did I say before, Pete? 6.
Well, I'll give you 7. There you go. There's today's sponsor, Fish and Paykel, Jordan Gertis, Rory Cox and Jacob Broom. Had a reasonable race last week. They came, they finished in 5th spot, so they're right in the point score. They've had a 9th and a 5th so far this season. Don't forget they were handicap races, 3-boy races where skiffs went to different marks, but today it's a different kettle of fish, as they say. It's just one course, no handicap boys or anything like that. So first to finish will be the winner.
Yeah. So Pete, just let's talk to Jimmy about the skiff alumni ex the Manly Fishing Boat Club. A few of the boys had a big day out yesterday.
Yeah, the Matty Stenner and Simon Hoffman sailing with Dan Turner on the Moon and Yachts. There's Matty Stenner, probably a little bit quieter than he was yesterday. They had the Port Jackson Regatta, which was, the course was effectively the old Sydney Harbour Marathon race, so there'll be plenty of tired boys that back up into the 18s each.
Oh, they're thoroughbreds, mate. They're made for a gallop.
But we'll wait and see. But
we'll wait and see. But Jimmy, just looking at the rig set up on the Finport, they just come sailing past in front of us there and still on the right of the screen there. They look nice and grunty in the front of the jib, so
yeah.
I'm pretty confident that they'll be motoring along because, you know, they had 2 issues and they fixed them both. And I think you'll see it. You'll see some speed from that boat. And we would recall, Jimmy, that they did win the first race of the Gildan last year pretty convincingly, didn't they?
In a relatively new boat. Still trying to understand a boat.
Yeah, in a new boat with quite light air. So historically, he hadn't been there 4 days, but yeah. On screen now, the Kitchen Maker, one of the boats that's struggling a bit for speed.
3rd longest sponsor of the 18s here.
Oh, okay. So the sponsor's not struggling.
With the help of Caesar Stone.
Indeed. Kitchen. Somebody, kitchen.
Welcome you all to this live stream of the 18-footers. We're just waiting for a start. And we're saying hello to a few regular viewers, but a big hello. We've got someone watching from St. Paul, Minnesota, Ben Cunningham. So probably good evening to you, Ben, or good morning or something or other, but hello and welcome.
It's not good afternoon.
No, not a lovely afternoon, I don't think, in Minnesota like it is on Sydney Harbour. But, boy, we're just out the starting area. There's a lot of joggle from powerboats and not much wind at all. You'd be lucky to have 5 knots here now, Andrew.
Well, Peter, my median estimate was 6, and,
Well, you're one off.
Plus or minus 40% according to the Weather Bureau. Stop it.
There's the Yandu. Of course, John Winnie didn't sail last week. He was away at a wedding. He rarely misses a race, and he had a bit of misadventure yesterday sailing the veteran 18-footers. So what happened to him, Andrew? He probably doesn't want us to mention it, but we will.
No, we'll give it full publicity.
Yeah.
Turn it up to maximum, mate. Woody doesn't tip over too often in the historic boat, and I've been sailing more or less in one of the other boats in the fleet against him for the last 5 or 6 years. And as he said, last time he tipped over was about 6 years ago. But yesterday he sort of made up the numbers on the stick of the Aberdare, and pretty fresh yesterday in the harbour, above 20 knot nor'easter, and they had a bit of a misadventure doing a granny of all things where the bowman got the jib sheet stuck, and with no running backstays on a few other little issues, and in they went.
No lee cloth, and away down she went, towed into the Royal Prince Edward Yacht Club, and made a long day for it. But anyway, he's back out here in the modern skiffs. And
well, I think it's a good thing though, Pete. Josh Perebski and Fang both got a proper taste of what really happens when things go bad. Josh has had a charmed life. He sailed with us on the Yendies in a championship 2 years ago, and we didn't go anywhere near having a swim. And yeah. So anyway, all good stuff.
You can see there at the top of the screen this official start line is the Vacaris start line. The Vacaris are the exclusive electronic suppliers to the 80-foot skiffs. They're a little unit mounted on just under the gooseneck on the mast that tells the skiffs if they're over, and everyone is singing its praises how good it's been, and it lets the starting officials know as well. If you get a green light, you keep going. If you get a red light, you've got to come back and redo it. And we're just hearing signals from the start boat as we speak of them. 5 minutes. It's just flags have just gone up, and what do we got, Andrew? Not much wind here.
Yeah, about, as I said, perhaps 6, 5, 6, 7 at the start line, but quite good pressure halfway up the beach. So
it's got to get out there, haven't you?
The first event is how to get to the pressure, and then you can have a think. First
yes.
Man, and where we are, it's quite warm, and where the wind is down at the water surface, the air is actually quite significantly cooler. So quite surprising local little microthermal effects. The sort of day that make ocean racing a nightmare, Peter, as I mentioned, I think. Yes.
Okay, we're just coming up to 4 minutes. You see the clock at the top of the screen on the Vacaris timer. There it is, spot on.
So we're now exactly, aren't we, Chits? Yes. Atomic time. That's us on the camera cat. No more Chittenden time. It wasn't that accurate. Plus or minus 5 seconds.
So just reminding you, no Andu. Last year's JJ winners, they are not with us today. Had some misadventure in the park earlier on.
Boom broken at the main sheet takeoff doing the rig bend check where you...
How does that happen?
Well, you make a fake leech line out of a bit of wire, Peter, and wind the main sheet on as hard as you can physically pull it, more or less. And so it's a different load case to what actually happens when you're sailing.
In real life.
Completely different load case. Not the first time it's happened. I've broken a couple. I broke a mast back in the day doing a luff curve for Sir Robert Brown. G'day, Brownie. Hope you're listening. One of Julian's carbon special tips. Made a loud noise. But anyway, that's what's happened to the end.
That's a shame. It would have been a good test today.
It's a big shame.
So we're at the start. When 2 minutes 45 to go.
So, Jimmy, have you got any other theory on, who could be in the hunt here in what's going to be quite a light air race?
Well, the Balmain boys get here. Henry Larkins and crew.
Yep. they've been starting slowly and improving as the day went on, like the short of homework, but
a nice light overall cruise.
yeah, also that.
Yeah, and they're on the big improve. Like big fan of the Balmain team.
Okay, so you reckon they might get second, and Woody's been good in this stuff as well.
Yeah,
And that's the rig setup more or less.
yeah. Well, I think that'll be your three at this stage.
Okay, with the 2 minutes to go, we've got Will Hirth from Vacaros tuning in from Chicago. And as I said earlier, the boys are loving the Vacaros equipment. And we'll see how they go today. It might come into play here with the this lightish breeze and everyone pushing hard at the start line. Breeze has gone left here, Andrew, at the start. Look at it.
Yeah, no, it's gone
Big time left.
Eastish. Shout out to Will.
Yeah.
G'day, Will. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the beer at the Squatty the other day. Very lovely. Hope to see you back for the Giltman, mate. Cheers.
In the corner, cowering after going out with you, I'm sure.
I know, I'm an older gentleman these
We've
days.
got John Martin watching from New Zealand. Angus Roxburgh. He's being a lounge lizard up in Brisbane, lying by the pool, he tells me. Nipper Henderson, go Team Balmain. Well, we'll see in a moment. With 1:10 to go, we'll concentrate on the start now. Remembering no Andu to start today. And the breeze hard in the left. Everyone's up at the pin.
So, as I was saying, things are a bit odd.
They are very odd. Okay, 1 minute to go.
Because no model, well, only the bomb model had a bit of this.
It'd be hard to cross the line on starboard now.
The ECMW and the GFS had nothing that looked like this.
It would not surprise if they relay the starting line, because you just would not cross it on starboard.
Well, I don't think it's going to worry anybody.
Well, no, but you'd want to be up at that pin end and hammering away on port.
Well, no, he's just
Okay, there it is.
Just put the flag on it.
Yeah. I think he had to. It was so high on the left there. Gee, that was bizarre, wasn't it?
Well,
Round off.
I did say it was going to be an untidy day.
Yes, yeah.
And there's proof.
Look, there's just see the boats going now out on port. They'd be reaching into the weather mark if the breeze stayed like it is.
But it's about 40 degrees right
Yes,
further
up. Yeah.
So, you know.
So a bit of a conundrum for the starting officials.
Oh, he's just got to put a line in and let him go. We could spend all day here doing general recalls if you're not careful.
And foot to the header, you'd have to go here, Bucko, wouldn't you? Just put the hammer down and
press on it. Press on it, exactly.
The breeze is, probably 6 or 7 knots, but right in the east, maybe east northeast almost.
No, it's N of V there where the leaders are, or the purported leaders are.
Yeah.
But it's probably nearly 8 knots in that path.
Yep. So we're on the AP flag. We're on postponement for the moment. So we'll come back and see what the starting officials are going to do. I think they're just having a look at what's going to settle down with this breeze. So, Andrew, we might bring you our viewers some news from New Zealand. You've got some news that's come out of New Zealand in the last week.
Well, the press release reads, for the first time since COVID-19 hit toward the end of the 2020 Giltman, New Zealand will return to Sydney Harbour. New generation team, the first to contest the 2024 Giltman. The ASCC team, which is a well-established sponsor in the class in New Zealand, Eli Lifting on the wood, Adam Mustel on the mainsheet, and Josh Shon on the bow. So they're pretty young crew, but well-credentialed, according to all information that we have. But at least confirmation that there will be a Silver Fern in the fleet, Pete. Thank you, Liv Saldai.
Well, I can tell you it's strong breezes in Massachusetts at the moment, Andrew. I know you're interested in that. Did you know that?
I was more interested in Minneapolis than Massachusetts. But
I don't have the weather there, but I just know someone's watching from Minneapolis. Who else we got coming in having a look with us? Yeah, strong breezes in Massachusetts. G'day from the north coast of the USA, Michael Doran.
So, Pete, here the mark
lifted off again, this breeze, isn't it?
Yeah, and the Mark Lane boys just going to shift the pin at high speed. So, a bit of a tricky one here, but as I said, we could muck around for a long time getting this quasi-perfect.
Well, it's a beautiful day on the harbour if you want to go sunbaking or just relaxing, but not great at the moment for skiff racing. The breeze all over the place, fairly light, well in the left from where we came out. It's right round to the east at the moment. We've set for a southeasterly course, Jimmy, so it's snakes and ladders at the moment, isn't it?
Well and truly going to be snakes and ladders, and it's, Sir Robert always said was don't go where the wind ain't.
Not a bad philosophy, but we'll work at that. There's sixth racing, Nathan Edwards, Alex Leslie and Lockie Pryor.
So Nathan Edwards also did that race yesterday, and from his sponsor from the 16-foot skiff who came past us while we were rigging up the camera cat, it was he said he is not feeling very well.
Celebrations.
Was seasick or something he ate?
Oh, I think being a foreign having to hang onto a spinnaker the whole way down the harbour, and then no doubt the festivities would have kicked on last night.
Yeah, so Jimmy, just for the viewers, the run in the 16-footer race from effectively Manly.
Yeah, basically Manly Wharf, down around Sound Pigs to the east of it. Round Shark Island they went, and then all the way down to Garden Island. Then they worked all their way back up into Little Manly, and then had another run down to go around Sound Pigs, and then worked to the finish. So, the viewers of what got bored and want to watch something, go to Sail Media TV on YouTube and watch it there.
Put your money in the media, you can watch it on Sail Media. How about that? But that's about a 6-mile run.
Yeah, was.
That's world-class stuff.
Mate, it was impressive. And tell you what, the 13-foot skiffs, the ones with the kids coming through,
yep.
they did some pretty amazing stuff. Like I was quite surprised how well they handled it, because as you alluded to, got pretty fresh to frightening yesterday.
Yeah.
And, well done to Ebix, the Hopkin family that won that one.
Yeah, okay. So Jimmy, I mean, particularly for the people familiar with sailing in North America, and shout out to all those, the first time we took the 18-foot skiffs modern back in the day to San Francisco, they had vaguely in the back of their minds been told that we sailed 24-mile courses. So we turn up for the invitation race in San Francisco in your standard 25 knots of whatever.
Love.
Fresh off the plane, haven't been to the gym for a while, First day, time limit 3 hours 30, and I was sailing with Ian Murray and Don Buckley on the 7. We finished the race without capsizing in 3 hours 20. And the committee said, so what should we do? We said, just halve it, that'll be about right.
Was that the picture that was on the wall just as you walked into Shackles' place?
Could be.
I think so, yeah.
And Pucktoon Shah and his guys were the only other finisher. Exhaustion got us,
Well, if you've just joined us, you haven't missed anything. We're under starters' orders, but they postponed with less than a minute to go because a massive change in the breeze direction here at the starting line in Taylor Bay. And just while we're waiting for the signals to go up, we've got some news. We mentioned the JJ Giltons and our New Zealand friends coming over. We've got C-Tech and Bigfoot returning to the JJs from Brisbane this year, which is great news. And say hello to Maxine Cooley, who's watching from Patonga, watching her son John on Marine Outlet, who had a very good race last week until he blew up his outhaul and had to retire. So let's hope for better things for those boys today. But we're T-minus 6 minutes or so, and we're hopeful of getting away with the breeze still in the left here at the starting area.
They've relayed the start line, and it looks pretty good. Let them rip, I reckon. Breeze could do anything today. It could end up in the south-southeast.
Okay, AP down. Meaning 6 minutes to go, and breeze left here, and we believe the further you go up, it'll go to the right. So it's a matter of foot down and going for it. If you can get across to the middle of the harbour and halfway to Shark Island, then tricks could still come into play. But at the moment, breeze in the left in Taylor Bay. on the Southeast course. And there's the pin just ahead of Royal Oak down there, right back in Taylor Bay.
Yeah. A bit of a small runway into the shore over there if you start at the pin.
Yes.
Not a heap of room, but...
Anyway, just reminding you, no Andu today. They broke their boom, rigging up. So, interesting test for all big sail breeze today, and all boats on the big sail, and we'll see what transpires as 5 minutes just signalled off the committee boat.
5 red flags. So the 18s have used this system since time eternal, idiot-proof. Just look at the flags on the boat, you blokes. How many we got up? How many fingers am I holding up? That idea.
Well, the best part is now they've got the Vicaris.
Oh, yeah.
Atlas 2 on board.
Yeah,
so
yeah. No, it's cool. And it's...
No excuses.
No, even Zorro would have trouble arguing with the GPS Vicaris.
I'm sure he'd find a way.
He'd find a way, Zorro.
That's a given.
One of the great characters of 18-foot, 16-foot skiff sailing, or sailing in general.
It's a good thing we don't have Stump Camp, Pete. Some of the discussions.
He'd be going upstairs for often.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
We broke the start one time, Pete, in the Nationals. I was sailing with Peter Sorensen and Big Kite in the Tia Maria. We broke the start clearly, a boat length clean done. We had to have a 30-second discussion with Sorrow about whether we were over or not. God, what a long day that was. Crikey. Anyway, shout out to Pete. He listens most weeks.
He listens.
Can't see.
To the live stream.
When's he ever listened to anyone?
To the live stream.
Right, okay.
Live stream.
Okay, well, back at the action with 3.5 minutes to go. We're going to get this third race of the season underway. First heat of the club championship. That's the overhead view. There's the pin in the bottom foreground.
Looks to me like the pressure's on the left here, so somehow or other you've got to cobble your way out of the pin end. I'm not sure.
Remember, you're going to the right of the island.
I'm not anymore.
You've got a stick. You
I said get to the channel and look.
Okay, AP's gone up again.
Oh, we can't do this, guys.
Further delay. Don't know why. Did they think the breeze has gone even further?
Run out of film in the cameras.
Yeah,
we'll run out of film and we'll eventually run out of daylight.
It is hard in the left, that breeze. Just looking at some of the skiffs on port tack up there, namely Yandu. He's very high. That's Lazarus, I think. Is it?
Well, we might have to revitalise Brother Scully. Brother Scully was a union rep and did work on the starters boat on occasion. Just let them go, line them up, he would say.
Yeah, there's Yandu. There's six going across on starboard, and Yandu just waddling up on port.
But I don't think that's any different to what the breeze was.
No, when they first got underway.
When they put that new pin mark in, so new pin mark location. Anyway, we'll see.
What happened to the breeze up in Rose Bay or halfway up the beat? That's going to be the key to it, Andrew. Jimmy's just looking through the binoculars to see if he can get a handle on it. There's not many sailing craft up there to give us a bit of a guide.
They're still in a bit of like
southeast,
southeast up there.
Right up the weather mark, are they? Yeah.
We've got some flag changes happening on the start boat.
Okay.
The 3 is getting tucked away.
He's going to go to a windward leeward, I think.
Maybe a...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah, I can see a 6 in the Karen's hand.
Well, smart move, I think. So what do we got, Jimmy? If they go to...
Well, let's see
leeward?
How many laps? How many fingers am I holding up?
6-3, I think. It looks like.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3, Andrew.
Good. I know that you practice your counting.
But you saw the 3, so you're trying to jump in here.
No, they're just at the beat up into Watson's Bay, not that long.
No. So, a massive change. The southeaster course has been abandoned. Jimmy, just for our viewers, talk us through what is now proposed.
So, with the 6 over 3, so we'll be starting down here, and I'm guessing going up into Watson's Bay, Mark 1. Then they run back down here to the start area through some gates. back up to the laid mark in Watson's Bay, run back down to the gates, work back up to Watson's Bay, and then finish down here in the vicinity of the start line.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, what's the course access? 06, you reckon?
Chits will be able to cheat in a sec. He'll get the info on the 04.
04, okay. To the left of where I would have guessed.
040.
Anyway.
So the Vacaris boys are watching from a pub in Chicago.
Nice.
Chicago, Illinois. There you go. Well, hello again to you boys. And we're on delay here.
Yeah.
And we've got Peter Stevenson watching from Cradle Mountain in Tasmania. Greetings to you.
There's a good spot.
Yeah. So we're change of course here to a windward leeward. 3 laps, 3 windwards, 3 leewards. So there will be a little delay until they get this course set.
So I wonder what the beer they're drinking in the pub is. Maybe Will can just drop us a text.
Be a blizzardly cold Heineken or something like that, or Budweiser.
Budweiser.
The Budweiser boys over there.
Yeah, maybe. Not a Pabst or a bloody, maple or something.
So it is still light here. It'd be lucky, 7 knots at best, Andrew?
No, I think this is slightly funnily east-northeast flow.
So?
8 knots.
Oh, 8, okay, right. I was out by 1. I'll try harder.
You've got to be accurate, Peter.
Smeg boys there.
Definitely more pressure than before.
Yes, it is just drifting in now from maybe east-northeast.
More stable. Yeah, maybe nearly funnily wind now. It's evaporate. It's got rid of the hot air that was hanging around in the bay. Quite stable now at the committee boat.
So that's the Taylor Bay we're looking into. There's the committee vessel, the AP flag, the red and white pennant at the back. I think the situation will be just waiting for the boys to lay the windward mark. They've got to probably get that mark out of Rose Bay and take it down towards Watson's Bay, Nielsen Park area.
No, I think they picked up what was the bottom mark from over here. Yeah, maybe not, Pete. I don't know. Yes, they did, I think.
Yes, a lot of mark manoeuvring and moving. So we wait. So what else has been happening, Andrew? You've didn't sail yesterday. You were a spectator, were you?
I was a spectator indeed. Well, a lot of sport to spectate these days, Pete.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The Rugby World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, the whatever. No, it's a busy, as I think you know, Pete, by the time we start racing the historic and a bit of keelboat stuff and a bit of this and that, it's a pretty busy summer, and I didn't have to go sailing yesterday, so I didn't.
Right.
Kind of. But
well, greetings to our friends in New Zealand. Young Johnny's watching over there, I hope and assume, and a great victory for the All Blacks to go into their World Cup final next weekend against the Springboks, who certainly dodged a bullet against England. Didn't lead till the last minute, and that's when you got to lead. So set it up for one of those teams will become 4 times world champion next weekend in Paris. So that should be a titanic struggle. But at the moment, we're a long way from the rugby pitch in Paris. We're on Sydney Harbour, full-on sunshine, not much breeze, and just waiting for the start of the Club Championship first heat and for the Mick Scully Memorial Trophy.
So, Pete, I'm trying to picture, we're in this, the Sydney Basin, which is kind of extends from the cliffs to the south to the cliffs to the north, which are separated by about 20-25 miles. And we've got now a weak sea breeze, northeasterly sea breeze in Sydney Harbour. When I last looked at the obs, not very far south of the basin, the breeze was still westerly with very warm ground temperatures, so temperatures up towards 30 degrees Celsius, so mid-80s for you people in the Fahrenheit mode. And but up at Newcastle, which is a little bit further up the coast towards Brisbane, the breeze was quite fresh southerly. So it's, I'm not looking at the obs here, but right now, but it's difficult to visualise the complexity of what's going on and the variability, you know, within about a 50-mile radius.
Well, they say the Budweiser's flowing like water in Chicago at the moment. So they get the race off before we get too buckled, is the message. So that's fair enough. Well, we'll do our best for you, boys. We'll just keep drinking. And we've got a question from the Yankee Express. Is Honda going to appear for the JJs from New Zealand? We don't think so.
Just there.
So that's the answer to that question. But
I think the Honda team is in retirement, and we'll find out actually from the guys. But
at the moment, we don't think so. That's correct.
It appears to be the case. So, localknowledge.com has just found that the wind at Canterbury, which is, let's say, a 30-minute drive to the west of here, is still westerly, quite strong. So that's a, you know, land temperature type deal, some degree, probably 30 degrees C at that location, at the weather station there, and westerly wind. To give you an idea of how localised this flow we've got here is.
And it's very light too here. I think we could just ignore the time at the moment because we've got 70 minutes to go, but I don't think that's... I think that Budweiser would take effect if it's 70 minutes before a start. I think they'll recalibrate there. There's today's race sponsor, Fisher Paykel, just going off screen, and there's Finport, winner of the first race this year and the Australian champion last year.
Jesus.
Just hovering around here, not much breeze at all. And water quite chopped up with a lot of powerboats and pleasure craft going back and forward, north and south in the harbour. Okay, that might be more realistic with the timing. T-10, the breeze right in almost east northeast here, looking into Rose Bay and towards Steel Point.
Getting close to northeast, Pete, really.
Yes, it is. But anyway, they can get that windward mark down. Can we spot that at all, Jimmy, looking up towards Watson's Bay?
I think I've got it sort of like out the front of Woody's old house up there.
To the left of the pub, Pete, between the pub and Woody's old house for the viewers. So the Watto Bay pub, pretty famous establishment. If we can get the camera on it. And your local neighbourhood, Peter.
Yep. Just if we go a little bit to the right, there we go. Just perhaps somewhere near behind the black spinnaker.
About straight through the black chute, I think it is. Jimmy, is it not?
A bit to the right, somewhere.
A bit more to the right of screen.
Yeah. Anyway, we're right up into...
There it is.
Vicinity of the Watson's Bay Hotel, that big red roof building.
Yeah.
Well known to a lot of locals for sure. And that will be humming this afternoon. On a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Good day for drinking, not so great for sailing at the moment. And there'd be, don't know whether they can get Budweisers at that pub, but I'm sure they could get something to quench the thirst. And there's just a wait at the moment. And that boat we're looking at there, we might talk about that, Andrew. That is Lazarus, who won the race last week in very, very good form. Tom Kunich, Mark Chapman and Finn Rodowitz. They're carrying the spinnaker of the old Birkenhead Marina spinnaker. Talk through us what happened there to them last week regarding their spinnaker.
Yeah. Well, and if you watched the tape last week, we speculated that the boat handed over to them, you know, by the club as is done, and they couldn't find the number one spinnaker in the handover process, and by the time they got to the park this morning, had to put their hand up and ask for one of the spares. That's effectively a spare chute, formerly, and obviously it's not brand new, but hopefully Lazarus, or the club and Lazarus combined, will get them something that's white with black and red riding on it in the near term. They had a sale last week with the number 2 shirt in downrange conditions, and still did well.
They did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah,
absolutely. It looked a bit ugly, but it got them home first. But they'll be carrying that black spinnaker that formerly belonged to Birkenhead Point Marina today on the Lazarus.
So there was a mild amount of embarrassment from them about over hoisting it effectively, but they were just speculating about what the right height was to set it at and the right, luff sag effectively, and they were of the opinion that they would hoist it with a tack line down hard and leave the spare at the masthead if they had to. Just like adjusting the top and lift on a conventional keel boat, really. But anyway, they've got a right-size sail today. Problem solved.
Okay, we're coming up to what we believe is the AP going to be down in about 35 seconds or so. And then we'll have a third go at getting this race underway. The breeze, wow, it's light here again, Andrew. What do we got? Well in the left and at about 7 knots.
Yeah, vaguely.
About 6 to 7.
Vaguely funnily nor'easter, vaguely.
It's trying to get in there a bit with a bit more strength, but at the moment we don't think it will build to anything of great significance. Here we come. We're waiting for that AP flag, the red and white pennant, to come down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down she comes. Okay. 6 minutes away from another go at this start.
Well, Pete, just looking up in the sky, cold, icy type clouds up high, replacing what was convection. So this extremely shallow nor'easter might only be a couple of 100 feet thick. So
it's going to be a tricky day, isn't it?
Yep.
And the top mark, I think I've found it, is beside the eastern channel.
So it's further to the left,
off
Pete?
Camp Cove there.
Yeah, just to the right.
Off Lang Point.
Yep, just off Lang Point there.
What's that little sentinel post on the corner there, Pete? On the point, off Lang Point? On the end of Lang Point? Little concrete
There's
thing?
a monument there, yes.
Monument?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's to me and Woody, just for being good blokes.
Well, I'm wishing you weren't around anymore.
We've run aground there a few times. No, it's some historical monument. We're not history yet, but anyway.
Not far off.
Not far off it, no. Some people say we should be history. Anyway, there we go. Less than 5 to go. And we concentrate on the 18s rather than historical facts. But look at these couple of yachts up here. They're very high on the left still.
Like I said, it's nearly turned into a nor'easter, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Wow.
4 minutes 35 to go. The Vacaris timer working extremely efficiently and well, and certainly overtime today.
I think we should put the decimal place a couple more, microseconds or something, Pete.
There's the beautiful clear sky looking towards North Head and inner South Head. The entrance to the magnificent Sydney Harbour.
Ferry going to Manly on the left of screen there. Via the tourist beaches, indeed.
So this is going to be tricky upwind and downwind here. There's nothing straightforward about this race today and the breeze. 4 minutes.
I suspect that the right side will pay on the beat. There you go. I'll put my money down, all right?
So got to get right, is that what you're saying?
I think so, mate, yep.
Tide going out, yeah, okay. There'll be good flow around Steel Point at Nielsen Park, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
How high was the high, Jimmy? Reasonably high?
1.5 high.
Okay.
Dropping down to a 0.4 low.
Okay, so the ebb has just started, and we've got 3.5 to go.
Perceptibly looking at the cruising boats against the far shore, you can see them already held up by the current.
And they're reasonably well heeled too. A couple of yachts up there looking upwind.
Visibly course altered by the current.
So we go hard right. Is that the message, Andrew?
I think so.
Okay, I'm with you.
No warranties on that statement, though, Peter.
We're not often in agreement, but I think we are today.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
That's the pin there, right back in Taylor Bay. I don't think I've ever seen it as far back as that, but the breeze change has dictated that it moves back, and that's the committee boat up top of screen.
I think the Vacaris will earn its money this start, Peter.
Well, we'll see. So where are we going to start? Andrew, we're going to look for the pin and go for
No,
it?
I think you can start anywhere now. Just make sure you can get onto port quickly.
Quick as you can, yeah. Get out there. There's definitely more breeze in the mid of the harbour and towards Steel Point, that's for sure. So maybe a sneaky one at the committee boat and just flop across and go.
Yeah, be at a committee boat with 20 seconds to go.
Or find a hole on port and just go for it.
No, start on starboard, Peter, come on.
No.
We're not that good
2 minutes.
that we can take that much risk.
Well, you're not going to get to know everyone if you don't have a go on port.
Oh, that's right. I hate the sound of carbon fibre in the morning. Breaking carbon fibre. Yes.
Okay, minute 45, and I think we'll have no delay at the start, I wouldn't think.
No, I think it'll be good, but
Only delay will be if there's a general recall.
there won't be a general because we can now tell who's over.
So they could send them all back.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Minute 20 to go, and Lazarus down towards the pin. A few in the middle trying to just drift down towards the pin end. Breeze a little bit more filled in here. Noakes Red, Beck Hancock at the helm. They're sailing 4 up as they have been. Henry Stavick, Brandon Bynick and Andrea Davey in the crew, 4 up. 2 girls, 2 boys. Okay, less than a minute. Breeze has just filled it in a bit more, Andrew.
Yeah,
probably
nice. Come
7.5.
Come on. 8.2, Pete. No, they're full 3 strings here.
Yeah, I think that's nice now. It's
No
perfect
worries.
timing for this breeze to settle in. Lazarus right at the pin. 30 seconds to go.
So they've been
They're
spent.
all on starboard. Yandu coming back on port. Trying to find a hole down towards the pin.
Which is okay.
Yep.
Like I said, get it out of there. Just get out.
Yeah, there's the stacked up on starboard. There's Yandu. You'll see him coming, trying to find a hole on port. There's the Balmain as well, trying to look for a hole.
Oh, gutsy play by all parties, I reckon.
Yeah, I think going to be clean. The Karis will tell us. Smeg looks advanced. Smeg looks well advanced. He knows he's over. He'd have the red light shining, that's for sure. Okay, there's the individual. So a few of them were over. Certainly Smeg was over. Someone else is going back. Noakes Red's over. Lazarus is over. Kitchen Maker's over. Burrowang was over. And no name or the new boat, Kirk Mitchell. So that's the value of that Vicaris machine. It just sends them red and away they go back. But anyway, we're away on port. Majority of the fleet, if not all the fleet, on port, trying to get out into the breeze. Beautiful day now. Breeze in the northeast. Just a windward-leeward course, 3 laps. And jumping out well was Yandu. He started on port. Balmain looks good as well in the middle.
Oh, right,
There's
pretty
Yandu.
handy as well.
Okay, there's foreground. There's Fisher Paykel.
And I don't know what the Lazarus was thinking. It wasn't worth all that effort. Try and mortgage the pin.
No, but now he's really got to work his way through the fleet. He's got a mass of boats in front of him. Got to have a lot of dirty airs. A big job to come back from there. Nonetheless, there's Fisher Paykel off the point there. Just got 3 strings. And as the boats get further out, they seem to be heading slightly. But all on port now. Sixth is well positioned. They're the boys. Nathan Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they're in pretty good shape there, Jimmy, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at Finport was tacked off.
Yeah,
So,
he was getting into the middle of a squeezing vice with, didn't want to fight that fight necessarily.
Okay, just off screen, there's Finport. And Fisher Paykel had to take his stern, so Keegan wants to get across now to clear his air. He's coming into some good pressure here.
Just let's see if we can see if he got the jib pulled on hard enough.
And there's just some nice puffs. We've probably got 7 to 8 knots out of the
nice
northeast.
leaning back big sail. And here's the fin port. They might lead after this, Pete, in the compression of the headland.
Well, he's certainly split from the fleet. The majority are going
Yep.
right
Yeah.
on port.
But
There they are, led by Yandu and Balmain.
Yeah, Finport doesn't need to go too much further here.
No. There's a good stream of breeze rolling down to him. He's going in towards Clifton Gardens now, but there's Yandu.
So can we get a shot of that, guys? There she looks.
Good shot of Finport.
And can we get the masthead as well?
He's in Chowder Bay.
You're looking at the overall twist here, guys. It looks delicious.
Delicious.
Nice. So, Pete, you see there, they got less wind as they went past the headland. So they're now gotten a little bit seduced by the idea that they're in good shape. But he should have tacked in the maximum wind speed.
It's a massive split now. He's way to the left. Just tacking now in Chowder Bay.
I think he's fast enough to get out of that, though.
Little joggle as he tacked into it. Bit of bouncy for a little while.
And came out of the tack a bit too high. And the jib off.
That's Steel Point, Nielsen Park, top of screen. And that group there is led by Balmain. He's really put the foot down. Henry Larkins, Finn Sprout and Flynn Toomey. They've had a couple of good races, although they had a capsize last week. But in the first race of the season, they did very well. So way up top screen off Chowder Bay is Finport. And at the moment, I think the boats that have gone to the right early have looked as though they're favourably positioned, I think. Keegan York looking around the jib, just looking for that little left-hander. But that's Balmain and Yandu.
Well, yeah, no, the leaders have gone hard right. You're correct, Pete.
Yeah, they're going to bounce off Steel Point very nicely, I think.
More wind on the right edge on average.
Yeah. They'll be getting some good tidal lift there.
Yeah, you're just saying Keegan have a look back over to see if there's something else to...
Yeah, he's going through a tough spot here. But anyway, there's Yandu right on Steel Point.
That would be a negative, Jimmy, I would suggest.
Yeah.
The tide would be ripping round there. Oh, Yandu and Balmain very close to the lead. Great shot. I can see Nielsen Park under beach repair there. Not be open for another 4 or 5, 6 months. But anyway, Balmain and Yandu will be fighting for the lead. Ferry coming down on their course. What's the ferry going to do here? Is he going to go split between them?
So,
yeah, he's going to split them.
Finport, what they did was more expensive than we thought. A good 10 boat lengths giveaway.
It will absolutely.
10 boat lengths. You're being generous.
Try 100 boat lengths. He's way behind Finport. That was a real loser for him. So the leader's off Nielsen Park. Windward mark right off the Eastern Channel pie line for those that know Sydney Harbour. So they're about halfway up the beat the first time. 3 windwards, 3 leewards. And it's Balmain and Yandu vying for the lead. Marine Outlet well placed also on Steel Point. And Rag and Famish back a little, but not far out of it either. There's Balmain and there's... middle of the screen is Marine Outlet.
I think the Yandu leads, Pete.
He does. He's sailing very, very well. Josh Parebsky perhaps. Parebsky as well. He's there. Fang and Woody winning. A lot of east in it here now.
Well, just the funnel of Watson's Bay working efficiently.
Yeah, that's good pressure coming out of Watson's Bay. 9, 10 knots perhaps.
Yeah, getting up to 9 knots.
Yeah, the big loser out of that's been Finport.
Yeah, sailed for quite a long time without 3 strings, so the other guys have been full pressure for a long time.
So that's Rag and Famish, Harry Price in the middle of those two. He's down, well down to Lewin. The Royal Oak Four Pines would probably be third, along with Marine Outlet. Not far behind. Lovely day now. Clear runway up to the weather mark. No interference from spectators, yachts or powerboats. So it's perfect sailing. Probably a little bit more breeze would help, but at the moment we've probably got 8 to 9 knots. It's the first of 3 windward legs. Where did Finport end up out of that way?
That
He's
was
way back.
Really expensive there, like maybe 4th or 5th last there, Pete.
Okay, Yandu tacking, coming back for a bit more in the east.
Yeah, no future in the middle of the channel up this part of the harbour. Have to stay hard right.
Yep, there's breeze right on Bottle and Glass and coming out of Watson's Bay.
Lovely.
Just struggling a bit for pressure there, Yandu.
But more pressure as they come, so...
Yes, it'll be nice.
Happy
The further he comes, more pressure he'll get. A few ferries crisscrossing their way up the harbour.
So, Pete, you know what this means? They'll need to do a jibe set of the windward mark. Jibe back into the strongest wind.
Come back towards Nielsen Park. There's Marine Outlet and to leeward of Yandu. Marine Outlet to be 3rd or 4th.
I don't think your mate went quite far enough, but I don't think he could go because the ferry was in the way. But
well, he's gone further than Balmain, who's gone out in the mid-harbour a bit, and Balmain will lead quite clearly, I think, at the moment.
Well, depends how much wind he's got.
Yeah, but
you know,
at the moment he's
doesn't look good in the middle of the stream to me.
No, he looks pretty soft now. He's he's in a real bad one there.
He's in 1 string, and Woody's in 3 strings.
Yeah, so won't be much in it.
There won't be much in it, but the starboard tack low line pays, and your old mate knows that
every time. Oh yeah, Balmain looks sick there now. That's the white sails of Yandu coming up. You can see, going to be very close. They're about 150 metres or less from the weather mark. Balmain looking for pressure. Got 1 guy sitting in, 2 guys bent knees.
Yeah, so
Yandu's gone soft too as well, coming in on starboard.
But still, spend more time than the other guys in, more wind. So that usually wins the race in this kind of condition. But the boat's highly sensitive to wind.
Balmain will just cross. There's not much wind there, you can see it.
Or just not cross, Pete.
Is he going to... He's going to tack. Oh, Yandu's got very little pressure. Balmain's tacked in very little pressure.
But I think they're on the low line. And a little bit of wind coming.
Softly here. Andrew, this has dropped right away.
Well, just lifts off, Pete.
Yeah, there's some puffs coming down, but they haven't got to them yet, as you can see.
And the first puff's got to Balmain. I need to bolt the jib in some more.
He'd be giving Yandu a bit of gas from there.
Yeah. What do you, like, we don't need the stump cam tape, do we, Pete?
No, this is snakes and ladders, as we said earlier, it's going to be, and it certainly is at the moment. Pressure generally down across the race course, but Balmain will lead.
Wow, it's very unstable, isn't it? And would he be lucky to lay?
Henry Larkins, Finn Sprott and Flynn Toomey. Good job, boys. Well done. They lead.
They're still not executing that at the standard that they would aspire to.
No, but it's light. You can see them.
And now they're going to do the wrong thing and just bear away.
Drifting round the mark. He leads.
Let's see what happens. But
Yandu's just bobbing up and down at the weather mark.
You've never seen a clearer case of find the wind.
Just see Yandu. He hasn't hardly got anything there. What's he going to do? Is he going to jibe?
I think you'll find he will.
He will jibe, I think. Yep, that's the ticket.
You know, you got three pretty experienced and highly competent blokes there.
Yep, that's the manoeuvre, I think.
They'll usually get the right answer.
Still not much breeze. And coming in from midstream is the Marine Outlet. John Cooley just going to pass astern of Yandu. He'll be third.
And you see that, I mean, for the viewers on screen, they just got the attached flow and off they go. and 3 strings away from the mark, you know. So
Okay, Marine Outlet struggling on port here.
that's the difference between 4 knots of wind and 8 knots of wind.
Yeah, the Royal Oak barrelling in with a bit more pressure.
Nice big sail, and I hope they can figure out the jibe set as well.
There's Rag and Famish still going across on port, just tacking. So Marine Outlet third.
And how about this? Who's got up to 5th with one good bit of yachting?
Finport, yep.
Yep.
That is a very good effort from where he was halfway up the beat.
Oh, he's horrible.
Oh, look at the weather mark. There's just boats flopping up and down with no wind.
So this is kind of a bit of cool air over warm water to some degree, I think.
Okay, so Finport is next, and he's going to jibe inside the Royal Oak. We haven't...
And they'll be the neatest jibe set of the fleet.
There's Finport. Spinning her up already.
Wow, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
Yeah. Still overlap with the mark and the shoots at the top.
So there's been a massive split. Yandu's gone hard left towards Nielsen Park.
No, and that's the correct track.
And Balmain's gone hard right over towards Chowder Bay.
Balmain might come out okay, but they're taking a gamble of the unknown there.
Burrowing round next with the Blue Spinnaker, followed by the Rag and Famish. Harry Price around, jibe setting. Coming up next is today's race sponsor, Fisher Paykel. And there's a bit of breeze looking downwind with Finport and the Royal Oak. So Fisher Paykel's round. Next will be 6th.
Sheedan on Fisher Paykel nearly
went for a swim.
No, nearly landed on top of the tiller, so could have ended their day very quickly.
That's not recommended. Next is 6th. Nathan Edwards, he's around. It was a tricky beat, and we've still got 2 more long beats to go and 2.5 runs to go. So 6th is next.
Yeah, three times around this course will be sufficient, I think.
Yes, a frustrating day. And there's Lazarus, who had to go back at the start. They were recalled. They're around and jibe setting as well. So still to come up are the 18-footer bar and restaurant and Noakes Red. I haven't seen the new boat, Kurt
The new
Mitchell.
boat's just here
Where
behind
the
Rag and Famish shipboat.
Still coming up, wind.
And the kitchen makers
Kitchen Maker Lamb will have to go back as well. There's Yandu's now, just jibed on starboard. That's the Nielsen Park blinker, the yellow boy. Two leaders will be converging. You'll see the orange spinnaker of Balmain shortly, but that's the jibing boats off Nielsen Park. The Royal Oak jibe with the white spinnaker still running in. With the black spinnaker is Finport. Looks like Yandu may lead, I think, when we go to the leading group. Those two have really jumped away from the remainder of the fleet. But we're concentrating on the pack at the moment. Okay, they're the 2 leaders. So Yandu's jumped Balmain slightly. It's very close. So you'd have to say the left looking downwind paid then, just marginally.
Peter, we never look downwind. We always look upwind.
Yeah, well, I'm looking downwind now.
Why?
For the viewers, it's easier. Okay, so the game on here, a couple of boat lengths in it. Back to the leeward marks.
So probably, Peter, these guys don't need to go too much further before they jibe.
So who'll jibe first here?
That will be the Yandu. He's got the decision to make. Here he goes. And the other blokes are going to follow him.
Yep.
Got to come out hot, guys. Yep. So Yandu be fairly comfortable about to keep their wind clear to the bottom. Both boats in essentially the same pressure.
Nice pressure on both boats.
Yeah. But tricky lay line, Pete. Have you got it?
I don't know. They might be a bit short. So there's a gate they get to here.
Yeah.
They can choose either the left or the right. And I think they're a bit, they bow up here at the moment. They'll be looking at some pressure to get down. They're probably aiming at the right-hand gate at the moment.
Well, it should build and go forward a little as they get near the shore, but...
Yeah. Balmain just trying to get over the top of Yandu, and he's doing a pretty good job.
He's getting close there, isn't he?
Yeah. He's done it, I think. Balmain's across.
Yep.
Just see the dirty air now on Yandu. Yep. Good job from Henry Larkins.
Of no consequence in the race, really.
No, but it, nice little come in there.
Cop this, Woody.
Woody's going to have another go at him now.
Well, they now got to both figure out which mark and how to get there.
Well, you'd probably think you go to the right-hand mark, but who knows? Anyway, they're well above it. They've got at least 2 more jibes in, you'd think. Running into Taylor Bay, not much breeze. These two have jumped right away from the remainder of the fleet.
Still being 8 knots on this edge.
And they are a long way ahead of the third place boat. So it's a race in 2 at the moment. Only about 7 knots or so of breeze. Puffs might be up to 8 or 9, but nothing much more.
Well, committee's done a good job on laying these 2 marks. They're both pretty usable.
So Balmain jibing. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be going jibe drop at this left-hand mark looking upwind.
Maybe he wants to come back at him on starboard here, but
it's not relevant, I don't think. I think it's not a keelboat race, mate. It's how efficiently you can get around the corner.
Yeah,
Most efficient drop's a jibe drop, Pete.
Yeah, there's got more pressure.
Place in the back of shot there.
And there's pressure against the headland, and he's in pretty good nick, I reckon.
Here he comes back again.
Yeah, and he's inside and can jibe.
No, Yandu's got him here.
Yeah, he can do a jibe
Yandu
drop.
stayed in pressure. That's what's happened.
He's in pressure and he's got the efficient...
Yandu gained a big jump there.
The efficient jibe drop coming up. Here we go.
Yeah, no, he'll nail this. Yandu will nail this.
Never in doubt.
Just in that last 100 metres, that's the...
That's not quite a nailing, but it's okay.
Come on, you've got... Oh, get that halyard down. Here we go.
No, I've got a lot of faith in Mr. Winning about keeping the black thing upright. There you go.
Yeah, well, look at that. He jumped 3 boat lengths in 100 metres. He got there.
That's A-grade stuff, and their rig setup looks pretty grunty.
Yeah.
All good.
That was not the idea to jibe early from Balmain, but anyway, they're young fellas. They'll learn from that. And away they go on starboard in towards the headland. And, wow, it's a big gap now. Jimmy to third, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's Marine Outlet just there, top of screen. Shippo in third.
Yeah, and then a massive gap to fourth.
Which I think is Finport on the course.
Finport and Rag are going to be close for 3-4, looking upwind. And I think maybe, you know, Jimmy, to get to the headland, wind's coming down to the bottom too. Just enough compression to make a difference.
Yeah, Balmain's got a guy sitting in. You can see him, Yandu just coming around his bow. Don't know how long Balmain can live there. Tough spot to live.
They've got enough separation, Pete, they'll be right.
You don't like to see a bloke coming from leeward round your bow, though.
No, but that's probably more wind where the leader is. Anyway, here we go. Coming in here with...
Marine Outlet.
Yep, John Cooley.
So
Cam Gundy and Lewis Brake.
We're expecting good things from these guys.
Well, they were good last week until they had their
Yep.
equipment failure, and here they are again in third spot in this club championship. And next 2 after they will be Finport and Rag and Famish.
Yeah, sorry, these guys are third. They're going to do a conventional drop by the look at it. No, they're not.
No.
Ooh.
The Rag and Famish has been able to soak down unbelievably.
Yeah, they've been sailing pretty good VMG, haven't they?
The other boat that's come through, we'll see him in a moment, is Lazarus. He was deep and buried at the...
Well, again, we've got optimism about their possibilities, Peter.
Yeah. Okay, we'll concentrate on Marine Outlet now. They're third.
There we go. That's the best rounding we've seen, those boys, even though they did a conventional drop.
So Rag and Famish has squirreled his way up into fourth, but barrelling in off camera is Lazarus. Finport, not much wind here where the Rag is, you can see, but and one boat's going to the other mark is Lazarus.
Finport, beautiful late jibe drop here, but pretty good.
Yeah, there's Lazarus. You can see him going to the other mark. He's the only boat skiff that's gone to that mark at this stage. So Rag and Famish around in fourth, Finport 5, Lazarus 6, Royal Oak 7, Fisher Paykel 8th. That's the leading group. But it's Balmain and Yandu have got a real jump on the fleet at the moment.
Wow, and Finport would have paid money to have that happen. Sorry, viewers, just left a screen. The Rag and Famish has bailed out early.
Okay, Royal Oak, Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle going round now. And then hot on their heels is Fisher Paykel. Not much breeze here at these leeward marks. See Fisher Paykel just getting going now. But good breeze where they're going towards the point. We're in Taylor Bay and the weather mark up off the Eastern Channel Pilot at Watson's Bay. So a good solid beat. And what's the breeze, Andrew? Lucky to be 7 knots here, wouldn't it? 7 to 8 best.
Yeah, 6 to 9 to probably cover it, wouldn't it?
Burrawang, Simon Nern, just
in the most part,
slowly getting to this mark.
Slowly would be the operative word.
Yes, yeah.
Cup of tea, Simon.
Yeah, well, you have enough time for it. He's around. Eighteen footer restaurant.
They're going to have a cup of tea as well.
And they've got no breeze either, just light.
Running square, Peter.
That's ugly.
Yeah. No point.
As the day goes on, the breeze gets lighter, if anything. It's those few significant puffs that were there in the first beat have seemed to have dissipated. It's just a very light weather race now.
Yeah, it's 1 notch lighter than the first beat, isn't it?
So where do you go? Out in the middle and get the current and tide and
well, the best
pressure.
The best pressure
still on the right.
There's enough compression on the headland here near the bottom. You can go and explore that and then just get across.
We've got a former JJ winner watching us from Newport, Rhode Island. Who do you think that is, Bucko?
Newport.
Rhode
Island. Rhode Island, Newport.
Yeah, Newport, Rhode Island, United States.
Coco?
Who?
Coco.
No. Come on, Bucko. You get with the program.
Yeah, I am.
Anyway, there's
help us out.
A couple of the stragglers running downwind.
Help us out.
No, you're on your own. Michael Spees.
Speasley, how are
Speesy.
you? Good show.
He's over doing a bit of boat reconnaissance, so safe travels to Speesy. He'll be home next week, I believe. So there's the kitchen maker. They got punished for going over the line early, had to go back and hard to recover, although Lazarus has put paid to that. She's worked her way through into a pretty good position. So as we go up the second beat, it's Yandu that will lead going into Steel Point and Balmain. Then there's Fisher Paykel. There's the 2 leaders up off the eastern end of Nielsen Park Beach. Very close. You see Balmain just tacked. They'll be close to the lead, I think. Let's see what happens here on the cross.
And a great...
Balmain just behind. Yandu tacking on their gas.
But a good 20% more wind there.
Really good breeze coming down the side there of Nielsen Park.
Yeah.
That beautiful powerboat in the background is owned by Lachlan Murdoch. A magnificent looking vessel.
Just a small dinghy.
Yeah. But that's the shot of the 2 leaders. And there's Lazarus tacking. He's got himself up right into the picture.
Remember, he was the only one to go around that left-hand bottom mark.
Yes. And so he's a clear third.
He's come early to the party, but we are expecting good things.
He was recalled too, wasn't he? I think he had to go back.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They won last week. Tom Kunich, Mark Chapman and Finn Rodowitz. He's got a long way to go to get into the lead because these are the 2 leaders. They're about 300 or 400 metres from the weather mark above the Eastern Channel Pile of Watson's Bay. Yandu got a pretty good cover on Balmain. A real speed test here. And there is more breeze as we approach the right-hand side here. We've got about 8 or 9 knots. Both boats 3-stringing.
So, Pete, as we've come up the harbour, it appears as if the breeze is more stable as you get towards North Head. So maybe it has settled a bit up on this part of the track. Quite cool the air here. Yep. But Balmain doesn't appear to be slower than Yandu, that's for sure. No. And Lazarus hard left the screen. So they've sailed pretty fast to get up to that location from being on the wrong side at the start. So optimistic about their prospects. They've just got to cancel out those B-grade errors.
You would have never made them back in your day, would you, Bucko?
We only made A-grade errors, Jimmy.
Right. Just clarifying.
Different thing entirely. No, come on. As you know, mate, Sydney Harbour can make you look pretty stupid sometimes, and an 18-footer can make you look pretty stupid sometimes, so we were not immune. Wow, Woody came out of the tack in plenty. Good stuff too.
Not letting them go, are they?
It's a real match race here. Tack for tack, and they've really opened up on the fleet.
Now, Shippers, do we jibe set or bear away?
Oh, no, jibe set again. No doubt about it.
See, I've got a conversion here.
Well, I agreed with you for once. That's the way to go. Well,
it's becoming a day for it,
yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
What is going on?
Too much agreement.
The matrix is mucked up. Should be right.
Okay, that's the weather mark. The second time. So 2 more runs left and 1 more beat. Yandu will lead. And what's the breeze like here, Andrew? Reasonable without being great?
Yeah, 9, 8,
yeah.
9, 8. Not great.
Yandu just riding a few little powerboat waves. Balmain have to tack shortly, you'd think.
Well
overcooked it. He's overcooked it for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, easy from here, I guess, but...
Unless you're saying a little increase in pressure or something that you just go to. But
well, there's the increase in pressure. Just got a hold of the Yandu.
Yandu.
Give him something to think about.
He's around. Jibing again. Yep, that's the manoeuvre. Now, see what Balmain does. He didn't jibe last time. He just went hard out towards George's head.
No, he's going to do a jibe set, I think.
He's going to jibe set, I think.
Shoots on the wrong side.
Yeah, here we go.
No.
No, he's not.
Ooh.
Okay, well.
Sticking to his guns, isn't he?
Wow.
He's probably got enough up his sleeve to protect third, but, Spinnaker's... There it is, just popped out. He's got a nice little one to run down him.
Pete, you just never know. At some point, if this persists, there will be good compression off the headland on the western shore.
Yeah, George's head there, yeah.
When what time that is, it's above our pay grade.
But there's some little puffs coming out of the Camp Cove area, but nothing of great depth, really.
Peter, the breeze now just gone back to the right a little, which would favour the jibe set. So I'm not optimistic about Balmain getting out of this in front, but let's see. Certainly some risk involved. Lazarus going to be comfortably third.
Gee, he's come from the clouds a bit, Lazarus. Tom, Mark and Finn, they're good last week, good again today. Marine Outlet hanging grimly onto fourth spot.
Yeah, and Ragged finished fifth and Finport sixth. Finport won't be happy with that.
It's good to see these young skippers getting up there. Like Henry Larkins and John Cooley and
John
Tom Kunich.
John and Tom have both done their apprenticeship, I think. Paid their money.
Finport dropped back there a little. He was...
Yeah, his trim didn't look right up that beat. Again.
Well, there's the third place getter just going around, Lazarus. Now the fleet very well spread. There's Yandu running right into Nielsen Park. Just looking for the pressure coming along the rocks. The pressure in different directions here. Yandu will have to jibe, he'll have to put the training wheels down, but there he goes.
No, I think he's done the right thing there though, Pete.
Yep.
Although he knows it's high tide, he's not going to observe the cardinal.
Yeah.
Or is he going to observe the cardinal?
Yeah, but doesn't matter. I think he's got... Water won't be his problem here.
He's not going to observe the cardinal.
The fishing boat will be his problem.
The fishing boat's the problem. The cardinal mark's there for a reason though, John. I won't tell you what it is, but that's all right.
Well, it just looks to the eye that Yandu may have got a little jump here, but we'll see what happens when they converge. We've got
a little jump.
Yandu going away on starboard and barreling in on port is Balmain. But I think he's been a big loser there, Balmain. Massive advantage to Yandu here.
And Pete looking downwind now towards the city. Breeze is stable now all the way down. Not that it means anything on this racetrack, but it means something in relation to the overall stability of the flow.
Well, there's the orange spinnaker of Balmain. You can see from 2 or 3 boat lengths at the weather mark, he's probably tripled that. Although Balmain's coming in with good pressure, but Yandu, I think, would probably jibe shortly and go with him. I think it's joining the pressure dots is the key here. Balmain, Yandu's got nice pressure. Bit of bounce over that powerboat wake. Balmain will jibe first. Yep, there he goes. So the lead now is extended to about 80 to 90 metres. Boy, that was a big gain to Yandu.
Yep.
So the message was clear then.
Go east, young man, if in doubt. If in doubt.
Well, both times Balmain's just done the bear-away set, and that's the distance now that he's lagging behind Yandu.
Well, that's the price, and it's all pretty quick, isn't it?
These two are way ahead of the third place getter. The breeze, what is it? 7, 8 knots at best, I guess.
Yeah, I think more a little just over 8, Pete. They're nice VMG running mode with 80% of the riding moment in use. There's Yandu, just 2 guys on the end of the rack. Spinnaker not overshooted, pretty good. Apparent wind just in front of the boat. Jumping with Balmain.
Yandu looks like they're laying in there.
Yeah, Yandu's in quite good shape for the eastern side of the 2 load marks.
Yeah, he's done a fine job, Yandu. He's getting down nicely. We're behind him. Balmain's hunting for pressure.
Using 100% of the riding moment. Pete, look at that.
So this is going to be a very substantial lead. 40 seconds or so, do you think, Andrew? Perhaps even a bit more.
I was going to say 40.
Yeah, every bit of that at the moment.
I'll put the clock on it, mate.
Okay. Going to the right-hand mark of the 2 is Yandu, and he's all but there. A couple of boat lengths to go. There he is. Oh, Balmain's coming down with a nice bit of pressure, but he's not going to lay down, I don't think.
He might if he's lucky.
Yeah, okay, Yandu is around now. And you'll see Balmain shortly. There he is. That's the gap.
Balmain a bit awkward. 3 boat lengths short of a good jibe.
Yeah, wow, that's a big delta from where it was at the weather mark.
Yeah. And he might do a jibe and then a drop.
Bit of pressure here on the crew to get this right.
He's showing he's got the boat speed. He's just got to stay with him, right?
Drop and then jibe.
Yeah. So need more accuracy on the jibe angles because this isn't fast sailing. And the delta, Peter?
Coming up now, what's it, 36 seconds? What was it?
55.
55, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, nearly a minute.
Yeah.
From what, about 10 seconds at the windward mark?
Yep.
Massive gain to John winning and Josh and Fang.
And, the misalignment at the bottom probably cost 10 seconds. And the rest from not chasing the jibe drop and running the eastern side.
Okay, the breeze is more settled again this beat. It's more in the left too.
Well, on this side of the harbour, Peter.
Yeah, so it's a pretty standard beat now up there, and Yandu leads handsomely.
And Woody's only done this beat about 1,000 times, so
yeah, you can lay back and enjoy it, as they say.
Figure it out.
And where's third? Well, third is a long way back.
Oh, there is no third, Your Majesty.
Yeah, it will be Lazarus.
Tight one between Lazarus, Marine Outlet, and the Rag.
Yeah. Finport's dropped off the face of the earth there too.
Yeah.
It's well back.
Lazarus is third.
Lazarus will be clearly third, but Rag and Marine Outlet battling for fourth.
Yeah, I think Marine Outlet might be in front in that one. Just. Let's see. Lazarus got a good lay line into the bottom. If we can have a look. Yep, there we go. Full size spinnaker looks good, Jimmy, doesn't it?
Makes a difference.
Makes a big difference.
And he's on a good, strong lay into the bottom.
Absolutely. Fully wicked there.
There's a high pressure jibe drop, I think. I don't know.
That's the battle for third, but clearly now is Lazarus.
No, he's going to do a conventional drop into the right-hand mark, okay? Or not. No, jibe drop. Nice work, boys. Probably the best answer. Didn't pick his spot quite right though, I don't think. Needed to go another 2 boat lengths, but anyway. Not bad. Oh, danger here.
No,
Got it done.
well done.
That was well done.
Yep, good stuff.
This is the battle for fourth between Marine Outlet with the white spinnaker and the rag.
So almost exactly 1 minute between second and third.
That's good breeze again. The breeze has stabilised a bit here.
Well, that was what we saw up the top. It just rolls down.
It's a bit cooler too.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
It's rag jibing. Marine Outlet. Oh, what are they doing? They're going to go to the other mark.
Marine Outlet's got lost in space there.
Yeah, he's got a bit chicken winged up there.
Had to make a different decision to that one.
Oh, Marine Outlet.
Oh well, he's got the shoot off.
Yeah, he's got out of trouble. He's still a bit of spinnaker up. But so if those marks are equal, they're equal for fourth. Nice breeze rolling down into Taylor Bay now around Chowder Head. And there's Finport. She'll be fourth, sixth.
Yeah, not what they were after today, is it, Jimmy?
No.
No, I think that first beat, well, that really cost him deeply when he went left into Chowder Bay.
And then he
Never recovered really after that.
He didn't sail fast up the next beat, and that's the end of the yacht race, isn't it?
Royal Oak 4 Pine jibing to still about 80 metres from the leeward gate.
Wow.
Just watching Finport in the background. None of the skippers like giving the forward ends any time at the bottom mark, do they?
No, let's have the spinnaker up, shall we, and just turn the boat. So that was all right in no wind. That was okay. So, Pete, yeah, just another little pulse of breeze coming down the middle of the harbour. Looks like there'll be 3 strings the whole way up the beat here, so probably nothing going to happen tactically here at all. Just a drag race. Drag and execution.
There's the Royal Oak in a nice little puff. Fisher Paykel will be next round with a black spinnaker, today's race sponsor, the Mick Scully Memorial Trophy, and following up from them will be the 18-footer restaurant off screen, and the blue spinnaker barrelling in is the Burrowang Hotel. There's Jordan Curtis jibing now, right at the mark. Kite coming down.
Let's drop the kite. I've got a knot.
Nice job. Nice and clean. They're up and going. Here comes some excitement with the Burrowang and the 18-footers.
What could go wrong here, Pete?
Well, here comes the Burrowang. They're going to roll over the top of the 18-footer. Bar and restaurant. There they go. Oops.
Paddy and the bear having a wrestle. Paddy's getting it done.
Yeah.
Good job, boys.
So they're back in about 10th spot. Gone split the marks. And what do we see looking upwind, Andrew?
Sort of nice breeze.
Yeah,
nice 9 knots.
Yacht up
10
there,
knots.
well heeled up at
maybe
the Western
double,
Channel pile. It's probably just maybe 10 knots.
Double figures, Pete. The yacht in question is a Rykelpew 42 at full heel. So,
but back here at the finishing area, it's still pretty light. As you can see, Smeg
running square, Peter, to be polite.
Yeah, but not much breeze either. Nathan McNamara, Jed Cruikshank and Jack Taylor. Just about to drop the spinnaker. So we'll go back upwind with the to find the leading group. Smeg around now for the last time, the third and final beat upwind, and then one run to the finish. So it's a case of just getting across the harbour here, Andrew, really, isn't it?
Looks like that to me.
Yeah, no one's going into the left. It's just middle and right. That's what everyone's doing.
As we saw the last beat, not a bad aiming point would be the spit post on the reef on the northern side of Nielsen Park Beach, which where the pressure was located.
Okay, here's Noakes Red, the four-hander, with Beck Hancock on the helm today, with Henry Stavick, Brandon Myank and Andrea Davies' crew. Probably having their best outing of the season so far.
Kept the black thing upright
So far. A bit squeezy a four-hander and a three-hander, but they're getting the job done. Rag and Famish just tacked. They're out in the middle of the harbour a little. Going back towards Watson's Bay. You see the eastern channel pile there and the weather mark just to the right, that orange buoy.
There's Balmain in the back of the shot there, Pete.
Yeah, distance, the red hull of Balmain.
big separations. They're in the rag today, Miles Davey and Simon Hoffman.
So it's quite light again. You can see Balmain struggling for a bit of pressure. And when we get close to them, you'll see that Yandu still leads quite convincingly. There's Lazarus. And there's Rag and Famish. Closing on the weather mark. It's lucky to be 8 knots, perhaps 7 at times, and there's the gap. Yandu clear ahead, probably close to a ley line, and Balmain got a little bit of pressure there. So what do you do if you're Balmain, Andrew? Andrew, do you roll the dice and do a bear away, or do you go with them?
You decide that second place is not a bad result.
Well, the only thing you can roll the dice and not go with Yandu. They've got enough up their sleeve to keep second in their pocket. So this delta will be very much similar to what it was in the leeward mark, although Yandu hasn't got much wind there. And Balmain coming into light pressure as well. Although there's still 3 stringing.
A little spiky.
Nice ley line from Yandu. 2 on the strings and 1 sitting in. It's pretty tight on it there, Yandu. It just
but he's
pinching.
He's comfortable, I think, Pete. Oh, and Balmain in no pressure with no right.
Just no wind where Balmain is. Tacked into nothing off camera. There's Yandu around.
Not jiving, Pete.
Not jiving, there you go.
Now there's a challenge for the Balmain.
Nice bit of pressure though Yandu's got. Balmain still not its shot there. So very, very nice lead to Yandu.
Well, Woody's gone okay. Well, Woody and his boys have gone, no, there's enough stable northeast flow. They're looking at our keelboat, Peter.
They're
Shout out
laying down nicely.
To Jimmy Pugh.
Balmain bent legs looking for pressure. They're still 40 metres from this.
But nice.
Where the mark.
We're dead upwind. It's coming. Promise you.
Well, massive lead now to Yandu.
It's probably just unchanged from the bottom, Pete. I've got the clock on it.
Well, Yandu laying way down. Oh, Balmain short. He's had to tack back.
Oh, that was the byproduct of no pressure.
Yeah, when he tacked. Now, advantage Yandu. He's almost halfway down the beat, run to the finish.
So the shortage for the lack of one boat lead or something. Yeah, Chit's making the observation, looking a bit unsteady. So, yeah, 20 seconds the cost of the little underlay, Pete.
Yeah.
So a minute 20 the deficit.
And way in the distance, Yandu got terrific pressure, just running down neatly on starboard.
Yeah, and outside of the white light, breeze probably 12 knots where we are, so that's why they're on starboard jibe. Almost 030, the compass wind there.
So that's Balmain, and then coming down will be the Rag and Famish in 4th position. Lazarus still 3rd. The Rag and Famish and Marine Outlet relatively close for 4th, and then Finport 5th, but a long way back. Royal Oak just passing to windward of Balmain. They're in about 6th position. Fisher Paykel in 7th. Fleet very well spread out. It's a glorious afternoon on the harbour now. Clear sky, soft breeze, and they're on their way to the finish. And the day certainly is belonging to Yandu. Showing these young blokes how to do it again. Okay, we're in the cockpit of Balmain. Henry Larkin's on the tiller.
Yandu's just jibing there.
Yeah, just jibing. Oh. They've run all the way down on starboard jibe into Chowder Head. One and in here, Andrew, do you think?
And I'd say they're not far off it. They're not jibe before the powerboat wash on the left of them, I think. Come on, Wood. Yep, here they go.
It's the jibe, and they're probably laying down to the finishing line.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely
Execution, yep.
Easy work, men.
Perfect all day. Great start and kept on keeping on under pressure at times, but the speed, the skill, the experience to wriggle clean, and the result of all of that is a very, very clear-cut win. And first race of the year when Woody was steering, they were 2nd to Finport, and here they are. Clear-cut winner today in the first heat of the club championship. A very popular win as always, and terrific execution and good teamwork in a tricky sort of day, and a good minute and a half ahead, I'd say, here. This is a very, very convincing and outstanding win.
And a bit of fudging VMG run here.
Well, you and I could win from here, Bucko. Just about.
Yeah. No worries, Pete.
Okay, they're about 10 seconds from the finish now. I say a very popular win. Very well executed. Terrific performance from Yandu. There they go. There's the hoot up. That'll do. Well done, boys.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So the old bloke still shows the young blokes how to do it. He'll be drinking Budweiser before the rest of them finish, I'd say. Such was the victory of the margin of victory. Andrew's got the Rolex running, and Balmain, they were third in the race 1 of the year. Didn't have a good day last week when they capsized, but a very good performance today.
Well,
Close,
Pete,
lost it all on that second run, really.
Here's encouragement for the Balmain boys. You know, they've committed enough easily identified errors today and still got second. So that'll be very encouraging for them. They still need to go and do some execution practice, increase the accuracy of their driving, and making all the manoeuvres second nature. They're still having to think their way a bit, I think.
Yeah, it's just doing all the little polishing, isn't it? Like
A little, a lot, but yes, whatever that is.
So they're on their way to the finish now. And what's the delta at the moment, Andrew? They've still got a fair way to go to the finishing line, actually. As we pan back now, there's the battle for third. There's Lazarus. Balmain, the distance still haven't finished yet. They've got one more jibe. There they go. Jibing in. And here comes a fast finishing Lazarus. That's another very impressive performance from Tom Kunich, Mark Chapham and Finn Rodowitz for third. Recalled at the start, went back. Okay, Balmain's there now, Andrew. What was that?
Say 140.
140, wow, that's a pretty good win.
Yeah.
Very good win.
And for these guys to get third from a recall is a pretty good effort also. And, you know, they do have ambition, and let's see what happens as they get the combinations new. So another 20 times around the track, they'll be welded.
Okay, Lazarus all but there. Not quite there yet. Be about there now.
No, he just jibed early to get home quickly.
Yeah, very good third.
Get to the bar.
So there's the rag barreling in fourth.
So he's a comfortable fourth.
Yeah. Could never really get in touch with the leading group today, Harry. Price, but he's across in fourth.
Yeah, but those three finishes there, Pete, made ground from bad starts.
Yes.
So they wouldn't be too discouraged.
But coming in now for fifth will be Marine Outlet. He's crossed ahead of Finport, so he should maintain that. John Cooley's got about 200 metres to come as Finport jibes, just going to follow Marine Outlet in.
Both boats on a good lie for the finish. Plenty of seaway.
So Marine Outlet will be fifth.
Big powerboat wash.
Sixth will be Finport.
Six.
It's Marine Outlet with a white chute, laying the finishing line. And then the Royal Oak. Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle will be next in seventh. And a big gap after that to the next boat, but
next boat is Fisher and Paykel, just right out the back door of the Camrica shipper.
okay.
So Pete, just observing in the bow today on Marine Outlet, Louis Brake, formerly of the Tech 2 outfit, pretty handy addition on any day. And yeah, been helpful, as Chits just mentioned to me, operating the Youth Academy for the 18s, helping with that.
Okay, Royal Oak across in seventh spot. Today's race sponsor, Fisher Paykel, coming down next in 8th.
And a big battle for kind of third last runner-up position, Pete, looking back up the track.
The boat we haven't seen much of today at all is Shaw and Partners. After 2 very good early performances in the first 2 races, they're somewhat off the pace.
I regret to inform you, Pete, that they were circulating okay, but I think they've had an incident with the...
Yeah.
Emma's one of the 13s yesterday in the Port Jackson regatta.
So you think she might be a little tired, perhaps?
I think she might be very tired, mate.
No excuse. Come on. Harden up, Princess.
Okay. There's Burrowang and Smeg having a bit of a duel. They had a luffing match there before, but the next to finish will be Fisher Paykel. One more jibing in, and they will be in 8th spot.
So a bit of battle for 10th between Smeg and Burrowang and 18-footer Bar and Grill.
Yep.
Who's going to win that one, Pete?
At the moment, 18-footers perhaps.
Yeah, I'd have to favour them to some degree, but the other guys maybe. I don't know.
No, they're bow up, so they're...
These guys all just
have a puff.
Bit of bad behaviour, tend to sail a bit too deep, a bit too
18-footers have got good... Oh, now they're bow up too.
But the pressure's probably on the edge still. It's tricky.
Oh, they're all slow.
Yeah, 18-footer might come out in front here with the yellow shirt, looking upwind. But they're all trying to fudge their way down.
Smegger got pressure now.
Yeah, so he's in that headlane compression.
Getting round the bow of Burrowang.
Yeah, so he's lost the fight, I think.
18-footers have got reasonable pressure.
18-footers almost look like they're lone where they are.
Yeah, he hasn't got any pressure though, Jimmy.
No pressure now.
No, he's going to roll down, I think, Smeg.
Trying to sail too deep, I think, the 18-footer Bar and Grill.
Oh, he looks slow there.
Yep.
What's Smeg doing? They're slow now.
And they're equally guilty. And the Burrowing even more guilty. Running square.
Not recommended. So that's the battle. Smegger got a wobbly old jibe coming up. 18-footer not going to get... Oh, he's trying to run square. I think the 18-footer will get there off camera. Yes, he will. The 18-footer's there. 18-footer bar and restaurant. So he's 9. 10 will be Smeg. And 11 will be Burrowang. Who else we got here? Oh, this is the new boat.
To be advised, sponsor needed.
Kirk Mitchell, Andrew Stevenson and Daniel Barnett. They're having a few teething issues. Big Budweiser sign look all right on that, Jimmy?
Absolutely.
All the way from Chicago.
Last one ever. Budweiser sponsorship here, I think, was Michael Carter.
I think those boys in Chicago probably be asleep by now, wouldn't they? Or either collapsed.
Yeah, she's a bit early in the morning.
Been a long race for those boys. So... Okay, so off camera we've got the new boat finishing, and then this is the next battle. That's Shaw and Partners 6th. So, and then in the...
So I think Shaw and Partners and 6th have both had the mast in the horizontal position at some point, although I didn't see what happened actually.
No, they were a long way back, aren't they?
Yeah, and then the kitchen maker there.
Yeah.
See, that's the kitchen maker.
Okay, well, I can tell you that the new boat has finished. Just across now, and just ironing out the cobwebs like any new boat. There's always a lot of issues, and they've had their fair share in the first opening to the season, but we're watching now Shaw and Partners and 6th vying for 13th. And so 4 to finish. These two, and the white spinnaker belonging to the kitchen maker, then off camera with the blue spinnaker is Noakes Red.
And a little more pressure, Pete, on the western side here. So more wind than we've had all day, right at the death, 4:30.
Bit late now.
4:30 local time, nearly.
Okay, Shaw and Partners with the red shoot. They look as though they've got 13th spot. So and up. Yeah, nice breeze there now. Look at that. Terrific. Best of the day.
Zachary.
So Emma Rankin, Shaw and Partners with Cam McDonald and Tom Quigley. And 6th is Nathan Edwards, Alex Leslie and Lockie Pryor. Just running both, probably laying the finish, I think.
Let's watch the four-handed jibe.
See if you get out of my way and I'll get out of yours. That's the message here, is it?
Something like that. I'm not sure. I've never jibed a four-hander.
No. Let's.
Not a four-hander.
In the distance, Shaw and Partners is across, 13th. 6th is 14th. Well, we're watching the jibe. Oh, that's Shaw finishing now. There she's across, Emma. 6th just coming in, and here we go on the jibe. Okay.
Oh, not the best. Stop the turn too early.
Yeah, bit of wobbles.
Gun shy or something shy.
And sneaking around the front of them were with the kitchen maker. Oh, they got a really good puff to get down. Oh, they're off. They're off to the races here.
4-string speed.
Yeah, that's the go.
Here we go. Let's get a shot.
Sails into the sunset. Look at that. Beautiful. Lovely finish, but sneaky around their bow with the kitchen maker.
It's now been a while since we got that picture. 4 strings.
Yeah. Noakes Red. On screen now. Beck Hancock, Andrea Davey, the 2 girls, and the 2 boys are Brandon Byank and Henry Stavick.
Might talk to about Vang versus Mainsheet, Jimmy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Kitchen maker across,
might
and
need
then
some bucko love.
Noakes Red. I think that's all she wrote, Jimmy, is it? I think that's the fleet.
I think that's
It's all clear.
Yibbita.
All done and dusted. Well done.
Kiss the fish and let it go.
I think everyone finished, and Andu, of course, didn't start due to a broken boom while they were rigging. So that wraps up a lovely day on the harbour. Probably for the competitors it was easy sort of sailing conditions, but tricky. There was a lot of dots to join with the breeze up and down, and a few delayed starts, a course change. But in the end, the day certainly belonged to Yandu. They basically led from woe to go, under pressure early from the Balmain boys, who put in a very creditable performance. But I think Yandu performance today was of top class. They'd never put a foot wrong. They sailed very, very sensibly, accurately, did all the right manoeuvres at the right times, and their winning margin was a very, very big one, well over a minute from Balmain, who continue their excellent start to the season. And then in 3rd spot was Lazarus, again a very good effort after having been recalled. 4th spot was Rag and Famish. 5th was Marine Outlet. 6th Finport. 7th Royal Oak. 8th Fisher Paykel. 9th the 18-footer Bar and Restaurant. 10th Smeg. 11 Burrowang. 12 Newboat. 13th Shaw and Partners. 14th 6th. 15th was Kitchen Maker, and rounding it out was Noakes Red in 16th spot. So all boats finished. Beautiful day here. So Andrew, your final comments?
Well, Pete, Sport was the winner on the day. Finport probably the most disappointing, but they're better than that, and they'll take it to heart. I know that. Obviously, a bit disappointing that the Andu had a breakage they couldn't fix in time to get on the racetrack. But I think everybody will be better informed for having done a full scratch race.
And I think if you were going to beat Yandu today, you would have been pretty quick and pretty accurate. They were fantastic performance.
They were good. Take nothing away from them.
They know where to go and they know how to do it. So a very good start to the season from Yandu, and full congratulations to John winning. But to some of these young up-and-coming skippers, they put in a good effort as well. So a lot to take out of this race. We'll be back next week for the 4th race of the season. So we hope you've enjoyed our coverage today, and Sail Media team here have enjoyed bringing it to you. If you feel free to follow Sail Media on social media platforms to stay up to date on what else we are up to. So we look forward to next week and another great day of sailing on the harbour. So I think on behalf of all the team here, the tech boys, our pilot in the drone and the guys that push the buttons behind the scenes, and to Jimmy Bury and Andrew Buckland, I'm Peter Shipway. We'll say a very good afternoon from a delightful Sydney Harbour and look forward to your company, same time, same place next week.